Hello everybody, it's Beatle Dave, your friendly neighbourhood record collector, calling to you from Derby in the UK. For this little live stream, I just thought I'd show you the remainder of the finds I've had so far for February 2023. We did do a video, I think it was last week, on most of the finds. So this is just a reminder that there's not that many, so it's just probably going to be a quick video. The first one is this sort of like it's a documentary sort of like album. It's the Beatles. Hear the Beatles Tell All. Like VJ Records in America cashing in on the success of the Beatles in 1964. And it is what it says. It's just the Beatles talking, basically. Stereo, and then it says Pro, PRO 202. Slight water damage on the front of the cover. It's not that bad, to be honest. And then it does actually show you some other exciting Beatles records. That's the hardest one to get, apparently. The Beatles and Frank Arfield on stage, and it's not live. It's not a live recording. Like I say, this says Pro 202. So I don't know if this was a promotional record or if this is the way it came. I'm sure a lot of you out there will tell me. I think it is an original. Yeah, so on the label it does say, "Hear the Beatles Tell All." Interviews by Jim Stack and Dave Hull. Dave Hull interviews John, Paul, George, and Ringo. A Dunhill production, it says. Take it that side one. You know something? Doesn't even say what side it's, side one or side two. It's on the back. It's on the back. No. So I presume side one is Hear the Beatles Tell All. That's the interview by Jim Stack, Dave Hull. Dave Hull interviews John, Paul, George, and Ringo at Dunhill Productions. So that is the label. So that's in quite nice condition. Then side two will say, which I presume it is side two, is interviews by Jim Stack and Dave Hill. Jim Stack interviews John Lennon. Don't think it's the most valuable record ever made. But it says VJLP 202 Pro, and then underneath it says 646608. Just there, look. Bit of tatty condition. Like I say, not the best or most rare album the Beatles ever made. It's something nice to have in your collection. And I paid £10 for that. Don't know if that's good or bad, to be honest. It's just one that I say I haven't got it. I've got it, but it's on a reissue label. So I thought it was nice just to get it on the VJ label. So there's that one. Which doesn't want to go back in its plastic sleeve now. This is the nice thing about doing live streams. You see me making all my mistakes. But you do anyway, because I don't edit my videos anyway. Right, the next one is, this is actually Susie Sue's. Diana Ross, Touch Me in the Morning on Motown. What's on the Motown? STMS 5018. This was actually £2, this album. From my friends at BPM Records in Derby. It's actually in good nick. It's in really, really nice condition. Lovely labels. 1973. Touch Me in the Morning, All of My Life. I'm not actually the world's biggest Diana Ross fan. Diana Ross. I quite like the Supremes. I do like a bit of Motown, but like I say, I'm not the biggest fan of Motown or anything like that. Like I say, this is Susie Sue's. £2. Then we've got TRex. I don't know if you live in America, if you actually knew who TRex was. I think the only sort of hit they had was Get It On, but they called it Bang a Gong, didn't they, in America? In the UK, Mark Bolan and TRex were like one of the first big bands of the 1970s. I think this is like a collection of like some of the early stuff. It's on the MFP label, which was a budget label in the UK. Textured sleeve, though. Nice textured sleeve. So on here you get Rider White Swan, Deborah, Child Star, Cat Black, Strange Orchestrations, 1 Inch Rock, Lofty Skies, King of the Rumbling Spires, Eternal Child. Produced by Tony Visconti for Straight Ahead Productions. Again, this was. You even get the original MFP in the sleeve for it. That's not in too bad a condition, to be honest. A few marks on it, needs cleaning. £2. I don't think it's worth a hell of a lot of money, but it's worth paying £2 just for Rider White Swan and Deborah and 1 Inch Rock. It's quite nice, actually. Quite nice condition. If Nick's Vinyl Butt is watching, this one might interest you. Madness, Wings of a Dove, 12-inch vinyl single on Stiff Records. Buy It, BUYIT 181. Extended 12-inch version, and that is actually raised. Whoa, whoa, doom, doom, for the wings of a dove. Whoa, whoa, for the wings of a dove. Do, 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 do. Actually, forget how many hits Madness had in a way. And on the B side, you've got Behind the 8 Ball and 1 Second's Thoughtlessness. This is actually in quite a nice condition as well. Again, £2. And then the last one of the records is, I think I've told you before, my stepdad used to live in London and used to manage a couple of bands. One of them went on to be called the Guitar Gangsters. But when he managed them, it was called Echo or Ego or something like that. So I've managed to find, well, Susie Sue actually got me this. So I've got one of their albums, but she's managed to find this one. Fortune Favours the Brave. If you like The Clash, so again, Nick's Vinyl Butty, if you've never heard of these, the Guitar Gangsters, check them out, mate, because they're absolutely fantastic. You've got Insomniac, Built to Last, Mr. Cynical, Goodbye, Mondo Bizarro, 50 Dangerous Things, When I Get Out, Lost in London. Fortune Favours the Brave, Don't Get Me Started, Unite We Fall, Everything's Going to Be Okay, I Used to Be Cool, and Psycho Psycho. I used to be cool years ago. I'm just an old man now. Fantastic band. I missed out last year. They did actually play in Derby. Because of my work commitments, I couldn't actually go and see him. But my stepdad, Johnny, went and saw them and actually got him up on stage and like thanked him and says, you know, without this bloke, we wouldn't be here today, sort of thing. Check them out, honestly. If you like your punk and your new wave, and especially if you like the Clash, you will love these. Absolutely. I can't really understand why they're not more well known than they already are, if that makes sense. In other words, I think they should be a lot more famous than what they are. Fantastic band, anyway. So that's another one. And finally, I got a book, another book. See, Beatle Dave can read sometimes, and his glasses are working properly. This is a book I had years and years ago, but my copy, I've lost it, or it's in a box somewhere. And it's the Beatles album file and complete discography. Now, if you are getting into the Beatles, or you're just starting to like collect records of the Beatles, this is probably an ideal book for you. It tells you everything up to 1987, I think. Although this is a revised one, isn't it? Yeah, because this actually has the CDs in it now. 1990 this is from. I think it originally came out in about 1982, 1983. That tells you when the albums are recorded, the dates, who plays on what. Very, very fascinating book. It does list UK and American albums. Like I say, then it does list the CDs as well now. And it's just a very, very interesting book. It even lists like Christmas albums and stuff like that. Well worth getting. Back in its day, this was very, very expensive. I don't know where my copy went. I really don't. I think I might have even lent it my daughter. I got this off eBay and actually paid the grand total of £2 or £2.99 or something. But if you're into your reference books about the Beatles, this is this and the Mark Lewisham one. You must have. Well, you haven't got that, but if you like to research albums and stuff, it does show you it does show you pictures, and you've got lots of text and stuff in it as well. Nowadays, you can look. To be honest, you can actually get most of this stuff off the internet. But back in the good old days, when vinyls were still called records, and we didn't have CDs, and we didn't have the internet, if you wanted to learn something, you'd either go to record fairs and talk to the dealers and people like that, or you'd buy a book. God, that does sound old-fashioned, doesn't it? Yeah, so if you like your reference book, I'd highly recommend this. I think you can get this in a hardback edition as well now, but very, very informative. It's got basically got everything the Beatles ever released up to when this was published. Do you want to know a secret? John Lennon, rhythm guitar and backing vocal. Paul McCartney, bass guitar and backing vocal. George Harrison, lead guitar and lead vocal. Ringo Starr, drums. It will tell you who played on everything as well. Brilliant book. If you ever see it, I'd recommend you get it. That's the end of this little live stream. I hope you've enjoyed it. I have done another video today, which hopefully should be out on YouTube now, with my thoughts of the record store day releases from Paul, John and Ringo. It's a shame they didn't do one for George, but and whether I think they're worth getting or not. So check that one out. As always, thank you to everybody that is watching my videos, liking my videos, leave me a thumbs up. Obviously subscribing. If you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing. It is free. And if you do subscribe, just remember to hit the notifications button, which will be around here somewhere. Then you will get notifications when I'm doing new videos like this. 99% of the time it is Beatles or Beatles related. Everything to do with record collecting, and I just hope that you like it. So until the next time, remember, you are the beat in Beatle Dave. Without you lot out there, I wouldn't have a channel. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy my other videos, and I'm just going to love you and leave you. So peace, love and happiness to you all. And check out some other videos if you haven't already done so. And I will see you very, very soon. So until the next time, bye bye. I love you all.